China is one of the world's oldest continuous civilizations, with a history spanning over 4,000 years. Its story begins with the legendary Qia dynasty, traditionally dated to around 2070 BCE, which is remembered as the first dynasty in Chinese tradition, though archaeological evidence is limited. Following the Qia, the Shang dynasty rose to power around 1600 BCE, establishing early Chinese writing, bronze technology, urban centers, and organized political structures. The Shang were succeeded by the Zhou dynasty in 1046 BCE, which introduced the concept of the mandate of heaven, justifying the right of rulers to govern and providing a moral framework for political authority. During the Zhou period, China experienced the rise of feudal states, widespread philosophical development, and the beginnings of Confucian, Taoist, and legalist thought that would shape Chinese society for millennia. By the 5th century BCE, the Eastern Zhou period had fragmented into the Spring and Autumn and the Warring States periods, a time of almost constant warfare between regional powers. This era produced remarkable philosophers, including Confucius, whose ideas emphasized morality, social harmony, and proper governance, and Sun Tzu, who authored The Art of War, providing military strategy that remains influential today. Eventually, the state of Qin emerged victorious, unifying China in 221 BCE under Qin Shi Huang, who became the first emperor of the Qin dynasty. He standardized writing, currency, weights, measures, and even the width of roads, while initiating the construction of a massive system of walls that would later become the Great Wall of China. The Qin dynasty was harsh and short-lived, ending in 206 BCE after widespread revolts due to its authoritarian policies. The Han dynasty followed, beginning in 206 BCE, and became one of China's most celebrated and enduring dynasties. The Han consolidated imperial power, expanded the bureaucracy, and extended China's borders through campaigns into modern-day Korea, Vietnam, and Central Asia. Trade along the Silk Road connected China to Central Asia, the Middle East, and even the Roman Empire, facilitating cultural exchange, commerce, and the spread of technology. The Han also codified legal systems, promoted Confucian scholarship, and expanded infrastructure including roads, canals, and the beginnings of the Grand Canal. After centuries of prosperity, the Han faced internal corruption, peasant uprisings, and power struggles among warlords, eventually collapsing in 220 CE and plunging China into a period of fragmentation known as the Three Kingdoms. The Three Kingdoms period, lasting from 220 to 280 CE, was characterized by constant military conflict among the Wei, Shu, and Wu kingdoms. Legendary figures like Cao Cao, Liu Bei, and Sun Quan became symbols of strategy, loyalty, and ambition. Despite the turmoil, this era produced significant cultural and technological developments, including advances in agriculture, metallurgy, and military engineering. In 280 CE, the Jin dynasty reunified China briefly, but internal strife and invasions by nomadic peoples led to the era of the 16 Kingdoms and the Northern and Southern dynasties, a period of division lasting from the 4th to 6th centuries. During this time, Buddhism spread widely from India into China, influencing art, philosophy, and governance. The Sui dynasty, founded in 581 CE, reunified China in 589 CE and undertook massive infrastructure projects, most notably the completion of the Grand Canal, which connected northern and southern China and facilitated trade and administrative control. The Sui's ambitious military campaigns and forced labor led to widespread unrest, resulting in the dynasty's collapse by 618 CE. The Tang dynasty followed and presided over a golden age of Chinese culture, governance, and international influence. From 618 to 907 CE, the Tang established a strong central bureaucracy, expanded China's territory into Central Asia, and fostered poetry, painting, and religious diversity, including Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. The Tang dynasty also strengthened the Silk Road, allowing trade, diplomacy, and cultural exchange with Persia, India, and the Middle East. After the Tang collapse, China entered the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period, a time of regional division. In 960 CE, the Song dynasty reunified much of China and ushered in economic growth, technological innovation, and urbanization. The Song dynasty saw the invention of gunpowder, movable type printing, and advances in navigation, agriculture, and commerce. Despite these achievements, the Song struggled militarily against northern nomadic peoples, including the Khitan, Jurchen, and eventually the Mongols, who conquered the Song and established the Yuan dynasty under Kublai Khan in 1271 CE. The Yuan dynasty integrated China into a vast Mongol empire, expanded trade across Asia, and promoted the exchange of knowledge and technology, though it faced resistance from Chinese elites and heavy taxation. In 1368 CE, the Ming dynasty overthrew the Yuan and restored Han Chinese rule. The Ming strengthened the Great Wall, rebuilt infrastructure, and undertook massive naval expeditions under Admiral Zheng He, projecting Chinese influence across Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. The Ming period also saw the flourishing of literature, porcelain production, and urban development. However, over time, internal corruption, natural disasters, and financial crises weakened the dynasty, leading to peasant revolts and the invasion of the Manchu people, who established the Qing dynasty in 1644 CE. The Qing dynasty, ruled by the Manchus, expanded China to its greatest territorial extent, including Tibet, Xinjiang, Mongolia, and Taiwan, while maintaining traditional Confucian governance and culture. During the 19th century, the Qing dynasty faced internal rebellion and external pressure from Western powers. The Opium Wars with Britain, starting in 1839, resulted in humiliating treaties that ceded Hong Kong, opened ports to foreign trade, and imposed extraterritorial rights. Widespread peasant uprisings, such as the Taiping Rebellion, caused immense death and destabilized the empire. Later, the Boxer Rebellion and foreign interventions further weakened Qing authority. In 1911, revolution led by Sun Yat-sen ended imperial rule, establishing the Republic of China. The early Republican period was marked by fragmentation, warlord rule, and internal conflict. During the 20th century, the Chinese Civil War between the Kuomintang, led by Chiang Kai-shek, and the Chinese Communist Party, led by Mao Zedong, reshaped the country. After enduring the horrors of the Second Sino-Japanese War, including the Nanjing Massacre, Mao's forces emerged victorious in 1949, establishing the People's Republic of China. Under Mao, the PRC carried out radical campaigns such as the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, which caused mass famine, social chaos, persecution of intellectuals, and the deaths of millions. Freedom of speech, religion, and political dissent were brutally suppressed, and the government tightly controlled every aspect of daily life. Following Mao's death, Deng Xiaoping introduced economic reforms, but political repression remained severe, with the government maintaining absolute control over society, media, and education. Dissent is punished harshly, religious practices are strictly regulated, and minority populations face intense surveillance, forced assimilation, and cultural erasure. Modern China's rapid industrialization and global expansion have come at the cost of environmental degradation, state censorship, and widespread human rights violations.